All right, man. Detroit Lions defeat the Atlanta Falcons in a defensive slugfest, I must say. Where the defense stepped up and the offense didn't, but the offense had multiple injuries, which was a valid excuse across the offensive line. Um, had the rookie guard Sorsdale, who um, Jesus, the Dolphins about to score 70 points on the Denver Broncos. They got 63 points. Dude, they said Colorado, hold my beer, Dion. I'll get my seat together. Hold on. Got to buy me a new chair. Spend all this money on this chair. But yeah, Lions win 20-6. Let's chop it up real quick about the game. They play, nothing Golf can do. Golf had pressure in his face all day. I mean, they down Taylor Decker. They was down High Tide, which he should have been cut. He ain't never healthy. He need to retire for his health. I understand you got to get that bag, and I ain't knocking him, but dog ain't never healthy. Who else we got there? So yeah, I mean, is Graham Glasgow hurt or did he play guard? Because Matt Nelson went down too. So I don't know what happened with Graham Glasgow. What's going on there? So, um, so yeah, I mean, and one of the pictures outside of Ford Field, they got Graham Glasgow. Yeah, he started, 6 offensive linemen plus with Graham Glasgow outside the poster. What is that? Right off 90-75, I think it is. I could be wrong. But yeah, they lost this game. Season was over. I didn't look at Atlanta as a good football team. Only if you can't stop the run. If you can't stop the run, Atlanta gonna beat you. I'll tell you that because then that opened up their little passing game, and defensively they Grady Jarrett is one of the best in the business. Nobody talk about. Their running backs run hard. Algier, Bijan. I mean, Lions should prove again today. They shut the run down. So, I mean, this is a good running football team, and they handled Desmond Ritter, who's a 4-4 guy, more of a long strider. I mean, Kyle Pitts had his opportunities. Drake London made a good catch. I mean, they made some good catches here and there. But, everybody defensively, first and foremost, have to talk about that. They stepped up and took the challenge. Yeah. They in my Charleston White voice. They stepped up and took the challenge today, and the challenge was get after the passer. Romeo had the batted ball. The challenge was, be better on the outside. And Jerry Jacobs, Cam Sutton, he been very consistent. He been good on the outside. Challenge was the linebackers and his only played well today to fend off Jack Campbell another week. The backup safeties did good. Tracy Walker can't catch for shit though. That dude got hands of bricks, but good hitter, good pass defender. He need to be on the jug machine with St. Brown, even though St. Brown dropped the ball today because he was trying to get upfield first, which is uncustomary of him. But yeah, we knew Melifano could play some corner. So the backup safeties, to be honest, Kirby Joseph is great in coverage, and Gardner Johnson is pretty much good at everything. But the backup safeties ain't bad. Tracy Walker's great in the box. Melifano is really good in coverage. We seen him, do a great job a couple years ago Monday Night Football against Devontae Adams. So their backup safeties ain't nothing to. They got a lot of depth there. It ain't nothing to, you know, snarl at, man, because both of them pretty big and pretty physical in the box. You got to remember Melifano like 6'3". People forget that, and he got the cut. He really a corner. So, you know, it's a lot of versatility. I remember Tracy Walker, University of Louisiana Monroe. He was a corner. So you got two safeties that's capable of playing corner, and a lot of times why guys turn into safeties, you know, DBs turn into safety or corners turn into safeties is because Braylon Edwards said this because they usually don't have the feet of a corner, so they go to safety. So then when you play safety, you got to be able to tackle too. That's the difference. That's why every cornerback that get old can't transition to safety because you got to be able to get your nose. Woodson was made a safety by Barry Sanders. Well, look up Barry Sanders, Rod Woodson on YouTube. Was a great safety in the second half of his career. Um, but that's what they safeties. I really wasn't concerned about that, but I had to remember Melifano still was one of the safeties. I really wasn't concerned when they kind of mentioned him. I mean, cornerback, you hoping Emmanuel Mosley get healthy and come back. Probably won't be Thursday. You hoping Taylor Decker be ready that way. Sewell go back to left tackle, and bare minimum, Corey Sorsdale or Graham Glasgow will command the guard, and Sorsdale give you some depth at the guard. But Sorsdale played some tackle in college. He was just converted to right guard. But then again, it is what it is. It's hard to ask somebody like him to come in and play tackle on this level. Atlanta, Grady Jarrett, and some of those guys that got there phenomenal. But yeah, if you can't, if the Lions, this is the Lions a year ago, they lose this game because not because of injuries, because they just can't stop the run. If you can't stop what Atlanta do north and south, and on the edge getting up north and south, you're gonna lose this football game. And defensive did their job. Now offensively, because they did something different. It's hard. It's hard to game plan. When you got a rookie guard playing tackle, you got that many. Issues, across the offensive line and at the receiver position. Obviously, a lot of people, a lot of fantasy owners was mad at Josh Reynolds because he didn't produce. Got remember he had a groin injury, so you got a groin injury. I mean, that's a serious injury. So it's hard to produce. It's hard to go laterally. It's hard to go north and south. It's hard to get off jams. It's hard to run. So more than likely he just was a decoy. Um, so I don't really hold that against him, but you know kind of got to look at what Seattle did last week. They had a week to prepare, knowing they wouldn't have any tackles. You know, so what you do is you move the pocket. They had a more athletic quarterback though. You move the pocket, you get them on the edge, you get the ball out quick, you play with a faster pace. You run the football, do a lot of quick hitters, and then you try to play action to go down the field. And obviously, he missed Khalif Raymond for a touchdown. I put that on golf for missing it, but some people like man, Beast Morris felt like he could have rounded that route off just a little bit more, and that would have been a touchdown. But so be it. Can't miss those opportunities. Love to see Jahmyr Gibbs get a little bit more involved in the passing game. They focus more on him in the rushing game today, and he ran pretty good, man. It seemed like he get better as the game go on, running the football. They only had 4 people catch passes today, and one of them was Jahmyr Gibbs for a 1 yard, 2 yard, 1 catch, 2 yard catch. So it was Khalif Raymond, Sam Laporta, and St. Brown was the only 3 Lions to catch a ball with meaningful yardage. So between them, what's that, 22, 21 balls between them. So that's something to look at and look at as well too. But you know, Jahmyr Gibbs proved that he can run between the tackles. He got vision. He got grit. He got toughness. He got better as the game going on. But now it's just how do you figure him into the passing equation? When you don't have the offensive line to block up front, it's hard to release your back out into the flats and Texas routes and circle routes and option routes. So once they get more healthy, I think you see him a little bit more showcased in the passing game. Right now, you need the protection. Um, they sacked Desmond Ritter 7 times today for 62 yards. One of them was Jack Campbell. 2 of them was Aiden Hutchinson. He got a fumble recovery too. Yep. The end of the game. One of them was Benito Jones. One of them was Lee McNeil. One of them was Derek Barnes early in the game. One of them was Charles Harris. So I mean, um, a lot of these guys came to play. Shout out to Romeo with the batted ball. So it seemed like they took the challenge of Aaron Glenn and come out there and rush the passer. And that's all they really was missing. Because if you get after the passer, then you ain't really got to worry about you don't have to really worry about the back end suffering as much. But the kind of like where it wasn't gonna be no drop off, in my opinion, where it wasn't gonna be no drop off with the safeties being out was in coverage. Yeah, it wasn't gonna be no drop off in coverage. And I say that because um I say that um because both of those guys that you got in there were safeties at one point, as corners at one point. So coverage wise, you really wasn't gonna have no issues. Just that Tracy Walker can't freaking catch. And then obviously, Manafano made a couple plays in the box, a couple plays in the box as well too. So yeah, so I really when I seen who I forgot about Malafanu being back there, I really didn't have no problem with that because I know them guys can sit there and they can cover their ass off. So, um, but I just think they kind of going through a lot of borrowed time with kind of like not playing Jack Campbell. It's time to move on for Anzoni. I understand you paid him and you financially you financially, it make business sense to financially start him at middle linebacker, but you got to get Jack Campbell out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to get Jack Campbell out there. You got to play Jack Campbell. Um, and that's just what it is. They got to play Jack Gamble. Goff played well again today under the circumstances. The pick, that was just a product of the pressure that was coming in his face. No excuses, but still a bad ball. Was high, but the pick was the pick was due to pressure. They got it. He did well with pressure in his face early, but them hits started to accumulate and getting hit by big old Grady Jarrett, one of the best in the business. That started to kind of add up. That started to add up on him. So um, but I'm not concerned about the pick. Um, Not just because the defense bailed him out. Just from the simple fact that the offensive line problem. So when they get them just rectified and all that type stuff, and when they get that fixed and all that type of stuff, man, I think get them healthy. I think they'd be good. But hell of a game by them. I can't complain. Um, Defense came to do their job. So it's classic Lion shit. And the classic Lion shit is the defense come to play, the offense don't. The offense come to play, the defense don't. So the Dolphins put 70 points on the Denver Broncos. That's unheard of. They literally put 70 points on them. Mike White came in and threw a touchdown to somebody. Like he threw a touchdown possibly to Robbie Chosen, which was the receiver down there in Carolina, got traded to Arizona. I guess he now on the Dolphins. So it's wicked out here. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.